The missile with a man in it. F-104 Starfighter in action. Squadron Signal Publications number 135. This was Lockheed's and Kelly Johnson's answer to the Air Force request for a plane that was going to fly fast and climb like a bat out of proverbial nether regions. This is what they came up with after Korea. So for the usual intro, here it is. We have the author is Philip Friedel. We have color by Don Greer and Tom Tullis. And the illustrations are Joe Sewell and Lori Basham. Squadron Signal Publications. The traditional Lockheed logo. And up here we have the description of the front cover. Copyright 1993. And chronology begins as per usual with the test F-104s, and then we have the variants on this page. And you'll notice throughout this book that it has a description of all the client countries that Lockheed and the United States sold the F-104 to. It was a very attractive light day fighter for American allies, easy to maintain, relatively inexpensive to buy and fly, and a relatively long service life. Should probably amend if I had said easy to fly. Was not the easiest aircraft to fly, but again, numbers spoke volumes for this aircraft. Made a little marker here because this is one of my favorite variants of the F-104, the NF-104, which was made famous in the movie Right Stuff. Chuck Yeager in that scene took this plane, which had a 6,000-pound rocket attached to the base of the tail, which augmented the GE J79 engine, and was used to set time to climb, altitude records. And in that famous scene, again from the Right Stuff, Chuck unforked it at over 100,000 feet, flamed it out, and then went into a uncontrolled flat spin Maverick and could not reignite the engines, and plummeted, oh, I don't know, 60,000, 70,000 feet before he ejected. And then the scene where he's free falling with his helmet on fire into the clouds and then emerges miraculously carrying his parachute across the desert floor. What a great scene. But that was the NF-104 that he was flying that day. And here we have the grist of what the F-104 was, the specifications. You can see that it was a relatively light fighter at a little over 17,000 pounds empty, and then only 28,000 pounds fully loaded out. Armament was generally sidewinders and the M61A1 20mm Vulcan rotary cannon. Cockpit layout. The huge, again, for the novice, there's enough here that you can understand the F-104 rather in depth if you want to, and for the geeks, you can geek out too on what Squadron Signal puts out here. Information in the captions of the photos, which is my fave. And of course, a lot of the client states painted these F-104s in very interesting colors for the air meets that were held in Europe in the 1970s and 80s. And that's it. More to come. But there you have it. The F-104 Starfighter, and on the back you have a Danish Starfighter. And down below you see a Pakistani F-104 that shot down an Indian plane in the 1971 war, Pakistan versus India. 50 pages, as Squadron Signal does so well. And there you have it. The F-104 Starfighter in action. Squadron Signal Publications, aircraft number 135. Enjoy.